everybody. Welcome to another episode of Conversations with Cupid. I'm with Robert Rubin, tarot expert. He's with us all the way from the Philippines. And this is a great topic that I've never spoken about before. I want to know, how do we protect ourselves from getting swindled by a tarot reader? It's real popular now. You want to get a reading, they're not that cheap. You know, sometimes we're given $100 or more. And the last thing we want to do is walk away feeling like we threw that money in the garbage. So give us your best tips on that.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. This is a topic close to my heart, all right? Honestly speaking, we call these kind of readers misfortune tellers. Now, why do we call them misfortune tellers? Because the swindling usually happens when they are telling you bad things, all right? Now, in Mysterium Philippines, our protocol is we will never tell you something that is set in stone, okay? We like to offer probability, options. We like to empower the people we're reading with, but we will never condemn them to any fate. Now, a misfortune teller will do the complete opposite. They will try to tell you that, oh, Marla, no, it looks really bad, and no matter what you do, next month your twin sister is going to have a stroke, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Oh, God, this is so bad. I mean, this is horrible. This is really bad. But you know what? There's this ancient artifact, and if you buy this for $500, it could ward off the negativity that can kill your twin sister. That's total BS. Yeah. That's called a markup, and people will use that in order to scare you and get you to pay for unnecessary services that you don't need. So always watch out for the unnecessary markup, and it's usually an exorbitant amount away from the agreed upon tarot rate. All right.
Oh, that happened to me. That happened to me in Chicago. The gypsy tarot readers, you know, the ones with the in the window, the tarot readings all over. I went in, and then $10 for a tarot reading, and then she says all these bad things, and your uncle's going to die, and all that. You have a curse on you. But if you buy these candles, these are no ordinary candles. These are candles from the home church in Israel. And if you give me $600, I'm going to have these candles shipped here to you, and it'll take the curse off. And then I said, adios.
Totally agree with you. You know what? People like that give real tarot readers a bad name.
Yes,
okay?
Yes.
And it happens a lot, and you hear about it on CNN, about these people who swindle poor people out of their life fortune and stuff like that. So when that happens, I usually tell my clients one thing. A second opinion will always be cheaper than going with their markup. Okay? Yes. So in other words, if I went to you for a reading and you told me that crap, instead of spending $600 on a candle, which is useless, so I can spend another $20 on a completely different reader and see, wait, is this really true? Am I really cursed? But don't tell them anything. Never give them anything to build on. Just tell them to read the cards, and if the curse is really there, I'm sure another genuine reader will pick it up.
But if they're the same kind of card readers, you know, the ones that you see in on the road they're all going to say that, right? Because they're all.
Well, not all. I mean, because remember, you can get readers from anywhere around the world.
Right.
I mean, if I were you, look for a reputable reader that has very good reviews, that is respectable. If you can, I'd even recommend ask some people from Tarosophy, because they have a very good link of people who are benevolent tarot readers, because the vision of Tarosophy is all about restoring the spiritual dignity of the tarot. So I don't think that they would tolerate any misfortune tellers there.
You just don't want to walk in off the street in these places. You know, you want to...
Exactly. So that's the first thing to watch out for. Watch out for the unnecessary markup, because that's misfortune telling. Now there's another thing to watch out for, which is what I call the double down. Okay? In other words, I've seen this happen to me, and the person will say, I'm seeing something great's going to happen to you, but you know what? It's not clear. I can't see it right now, but it's really great. But there's something you have to do. If you come back next Friday for another reading, I can tell you what it is. I was like, yeah, right. Do I look like I was born yesterday? You're trying to get a second appointment off me. Okay?
Okay.
That's bad. I mean, that's really bad. In other words, they're trying to actually double their money off of you. So if they try doing that, just say, no, thank you. You got caught. Goodbye. Any reader that you read with will tell you, at least any benevolent one, will always tell you, you can change your fate. I can tell you right now, Marla, when you're 50, you're going to lose all your money in the stock market. So what does that tell you to do? Do not invest in the stock market. Simple as that. In other words, nothing is set in stone. The reading is more in the hand, actually it's completely in the hands of the person being read, and not in the hands of the reader. So as long as you remember these tips, you kind of should be safe from any form of manipulation from your readers.
Mm-hmm. And wouldn't you say that when being read, it's the reader is really reading the energetic, the energy of that person now. So, like you said, it could change because it's you're kind of energetically you're seeing what the probabilities are based on the energy of the
100%.
moment. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%, Marla. I agree with you on that. So also look at the energy of the reader you're working with.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I like to tell you that if you don't feel comfortable around this person, if you feel, like, whoa, wait a minute, this person's got bad energy, I'd say go for someone else. Because, when they read for you, you're also picking up a bit of their energy, and you wouldn't want to be rubbed off by anything negative.
Right, because we talked in another video about dark energy and then you got to sage yourself.
Exactly. A lot of trouble just for a reading that could have been prevented.
And as a matchmaker, I always like to add in a little love. I'm sure that most of the questions you get are about love, money, and what else? Those are the big ones. Like, am I going to make more money, or what am I going to do for a career? And then love, right?
Yeah, usually career and love are the top two questions.
That's it. And we know, like we had spoken about before, about our intuition and about what we love to do. It's kind of like, it's interesting how humans, we kind of like that outside validation or maybe someone to tell us. And as I've gotten older, I know if I just look within, I kind of know, I know if a guy is not right for me or whatever. So, but it's interesting. We just want to know, who is it? Is Prince Charming coming down the pike on the white horse?
Yeah, I've had my share of people who ask that question, but sometimes they forget the old saying that a watched kettle doesn't boil.
Oh, yes.
So I always tell them, don't sit in the corner of your room waiting for it to happen. Right. Go on with your life, and whatever that was predicted in the reading, if it's meant for you to come true, it'll come true.
Yeah, I love it. All right, thanks, Robert. Thanks for your tips. You guys let
You're
us
very
know.
welcome, Marla.
Have you been swindled? Tell us your experience below. Thanks, you guys. Bye.